Okay, so today we're going to talk about some crawfish boil soup. So this soup is something that I typically make right after a boil. As you can see, we got a bunch of corn that I've taken off the cob, some onions, garlic, some chopped up sausage. I believe that's some andouille and some bratwurst, which was actually not my idea, but it came out really good. And I got about a pound of crawfish, maybe a little less. You can absolutely always add more crawfish. That's never a bad thing. Next we have some mushrooms that I sliced up and some potatoes that I diced about half of them and then got bored, so I stopped. So we have all these ingredients that we're gonna add. First, you need a half a stick of butter. Go ahead and melt that down over a medium-low heat. Then 2 heaping tablespoons of flour. We're making a roux. I'm not looking for a dark roux. I don't want that type of flavor development in this soup. I'm looking for like a butterscotch color. Next, we are going to gradually whisk in about 4 cups of chicken stock. You want to make sure that there's no lumps so that it's all silky smooth. After that, you're going to add 1 block of cream cheese. I went ahead and cubed this up to make the melting process a little bit less painful. After you add that, I crush mine up with my whisk to, again, help that melting process out. And I can't stand not to do something, so I whisk that all together until it is very smooth. Now we're gonna add in 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream. You're gonna add in about half of that amount of corn that you got off the cob. You're gonna add in 1/3 of the potatoes that you sliced up, all of the onion and all of the garlic, and add another 16 ounces of half and half. And then you are going to blitz it with, I use an immersion blender. I've done it before where I've taken some of the cream out and actually put it in a blender when I didn't have my little handheld thing, and it works just fine. So get that all kind of pulverized up. If you see any big chunks, try to get them out, but honestly, you're gonna put all the other chunks in there later, so it doesn't really matter. I like to do this because it gives it almost a spicy corn potato chowder type of base, and it really breaks up all of those vegetables and gets all the spices throughout the soup, so it's really nice. This does a really nice job of naturally thickening the soup, so that's why I began putting the potatoes in with the corn and not just the corn. And then you're gonna wanna add in the remainder of your vegetables and proteins. So go ahead and throw those all in. And you're gonna wanna stir this and make sure that it comes back to a simmer before you walk away. You're gonna wanna keep scraping the bottom of the pan and making sure that nothing sticks, because nothing can be worse than burnt milk in a soup. So you're gonna wanna keep stirring and make sure that you just give it a little TLC and give it time for those flavors to develop, because you might taste it and rush to seasoning it more, but the warmer those ingredients become, the more flavors they're gonna release and the more you're gonna taste that spice from the boil. So just kind of let it go, simmering for about 30 minutes and taste it as you go to make sure that you taste the flavor developing. So by the end, if you want a little more spice, you can always use some crab boil. Go easy, please, on the crab boil. It will light you up. I use, to season it at the end, maybe a half a cap, because any more and it's almost inedible. So I used about a half a cap to get it where I want it to. You can always add more, you cannot take away. And then after that was added, I added in a whole bunch of green onions that I chopped up. It gives it a little bit of brightness. All right, and that is pretty much it. So after this, you plate it up and try not to slosh it around the bowl like I did, although it still tastes amazing nonetheless. Well, thank y'all for watching, and let me know what you think.